Objectives today. We've got a lot that we're going to go over. I'm breaking this project down into different steps, but I do want to give you an entire overview of the whole project. Morning. And basically for this project, there's going to be several steps. And this first step that we're going to do this week that is due is just the brainstorm, which I'll show you what it looks like. It's a very easy step. Like actually the skills to do it is, it's just like a collage on Google Classroom. It's really easy, but the actual poster design has a lot of steps. So I do want to go through the whole process with you today. And then I'll break it down as you go along the way and kind of review the skills, because I know we're just on spring break and everything too. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to develop a movie poster parody concept that modifies key poster design elements, which includes on a movie poster characters, text and titles, backgrounds, and more. And we're going to, in order to do that, like what I showed you in the do now, we're going to be using selection tools. So all of those tools, you guys know how I've given you projects for each individual tool. We're now going to, these are all going to culminate into one project. So you're going to be using lasso, quick selection, magic wand, the fill, the clone stamp, all of these different tools that we've learned to remove and then replace parts of the poster design. So we can't just throw things on the poster design because it won't look believable. We have to actually remove elements and replace them. And then we're also going to learn how to adjust the lighting on the new layers so we can make it look believable and realistic. And then our third objective is we are going to utilize, students will utilize their knowledge of Photoshop tools and layers to alter, combine, and blend images and text. So what our main enduring understanding is that designers often combine different images, text, and tools to create designs for print, such as posters, flyers, business cards, and more. And this type of design that we're doing, it's a fun way of you being able to combine all of your skills together. Are there any questions yet? Just drop them in the chat if you have any questions. Okay, because I do have a lot to go over, so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so project description. Here's some more examples for you guys to see. Parody is a kind of comedy that imitates and mocks individuals or a piece of work, like a piece of writing, a movie, an artwork. And most importantly, a parody appeals to a viewer's sense of humor. So when you're doing this, you kind of want to do something that's going to be a little bit silly or funny. And I do have lots of examples to show you guys, and I can show you more over the weeks to give you some inspiration. For this project, what you're going to do is take a movie poster of your choice and redesign the poster. So you can develop a design with a comedic effect by switching out the title, characters, and other details to create something similar, but different from the original movie. So I've had students blend two movies together. I've had students use words that are similar from the movie title and switch them out. So for example, this movie, I believe it was Battleship, and it's Monopoly. And they switched out, maybe it wasn't Battleship. I don't know. Maybe you guys know just by looking at this. I can't remember the student project. But they switched out the Monopoly man in the actual poster design. So this is another example. We have Gone Girl. This is a movie, I don't know if you guys have seen this, like a drama mystery movie. And you can see the woman's eyes are like in the background in the clouds. So what has the person changed? I want you guys to do a little bit of detective work here to look at the image on the right and tell me what has the person changed from the original poster into their version. And you can unmute yourselves or you can type in the chat. Come on, guys. Okay, so Jonathan said the top credits. Yes, so rather than it saying Fight Club and the Social Network, the director of Fight Club and the Social Network, it says the director of King Kong Jr. and the Legend of Seamus. The title, Gone Girl, is changed to Gone Princess. Come on, you guys. Anybody else? Just unmute yourself for like a second. The words at the bottom. Oh, under the title. Yep. It's rather than you don't know what you got till it says you don't know what you got till she's in another castle. The news report. Yeah. So they've added a lot. So rather than search continues, search for amazing, it says continues in another castle, search for Princess Toads. Something it's cut off. The bottom is like the game. Yeah. So rather than like a regular silhouette of a piece of land or like a, you know, a bay or something, it's actually the terrain behind the character looks like it's pixelated in the game. Great. And also the character, right? Rather than Ben Affleck, we have Mario. And do you guys have any ideas? What could they have done to make this better? Or do you have any suggestions or any observations, things they could have changed to make it stronger or more believable? Another change that I noticed, did you guys notice how the Gone is breaking down into pixels and dropping? That's pretty cool. They could have increased the opacity on the eyes. Yeah, so they kind of blend out more in the background. It looks kind of like the contrast. Do you guys see how the smoke, how it has those lines on it? What that means is the smoke overlay that they put on the poster, they had the contrast too high. That's why we can see the difference between the different layers of smoke. Like you see how it gets darker towards the back. So you want to have, that's something they could have done. Additionally, what else? I think they made the font sizes a little bit different because princess is a longer word. They could have made it smaller, a little bit smaller. And then even the subtitle beneath it, you don't know what you got till she's in another castle. They could have made that a little smaller. But overall, I think it's a really cool example. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. Yeah, so they changed everything, really. They did background design details, the ratings at the bottom. They changed the date, the actors, the hashtags. There's lots of things they changed in here. Okay, so just a little quick review. I will go over this again once we start actually designing our posters, but clone stamp tool. This is a tool that allows us to duplicate the area of another image. And we used this tool for our adding, like restoring and adding color to old photographs. So our Abraham Lincoln pictures that we fixed up, we use the clone stamp tool. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Okay. And then for our content aware fill, this is something that also will, depending on your movie poster, will work really well. Just using like the lasso tool to select a small area, right clicking, and then going to fill and then doing content aware fill. Okay. Just a little quick overview and I'll show you guys how to do this. Okay, so I'm going to do a little demo and I actually want to walk you through what you have to do for this week first. Then I'll kind of expand and start kind of showing you how to do the poster design. Okay, so on Google Classroom, you guys might have noticed already this morning, I posted the movie poster parody challenge vision board. So this assignment is actually just your brainstorm. And when you go to this assignment, it has all the details and it has the slides and then it has this little template here. So for this week, you guys are actually just going to be completing the template. Okay, so this is what the template looks like. This is my example. I put my name on it. I put movie title ideas. I actually have my idea figured out in my head, so I don't even need to really brainstorm. Some of you might also have like 1 or 2 ideas. You can put them on your vision board. So my idea is to take the Princess and the Frog poster and change it to Princess and the Dog. So the changes that I'm going to make, already I'm thinking I'm going to change out the frog on the poster to a dog. I want to add in like different toys, dog treats, maybe like a dog house or something, like a silhouette of a dog house. And I also, rather than just using any dog, I kind of wanted to use the dog from Little Mermaid. So this is how this works now. I'm going to show you guys my brainstorm. So this is a visual brainstorm. So what I've done is I've looked up Princess and the Frog movie poster. Now, when you're downloading your pictures to work on Photoshop, it's really important that you use a high resolution movie poster. So whatever movie poster you want to do, type in the name, movie poster, and then put in tools, size, and large. This is one of the most important steps, because if you don't do this, your poster is going to look really pixelated, and it's not going to look professional. So I'm going to save my image, Princess and the Dog. So this is what I'm going to be opening in Photoshop later. Okay. And just let me know if you guys have any questions so far. So I'm going to drag this into my vision board. Okay, so now I'm going to look for Little Mermaid. So this is the dog I was thinking of doing. Does anybody know what kind of dog this is? Okay, so I got the dog. What else could I add here? So I've got, okay, so the villain here with the hand sticking out, I could do like a dog toy in the hand. I could do, I think maybe where the boat is, I could add in a dog house. I kind of like this one. Do you guys have any ideas or suggestions? Oh, you know, the breed, but they're so cute, fluffy. Okay, what else could I add here? Dog, like a doggy bowl or something, dog bowl. Okay, so before I actually get started, sorry, you guys, my internet is just slow. So this is going to be what you guys are going to work on this week. And so another part of my brainstorm that I'm going to include, let me see if I could refresh the page here. Another part of the process is actually looking at fonts. So what I can do here is I can Google Princess and the Frog font. So whatever your movie poster is, you know, if it's Terminator, Shrek, whatever, Google the font. So I'm going to put the name of the movie, Princess and the Frog, and you can put movie poster font or just font and see what comes up. And there's actual websites. So there's DaFont where you can download actual fonts and install them and then use them in Photoshop. And this is really cool because then you can like add effects to the text. So I'm going to download this one. And then there's also websites where you can like generate the text too. So there's this website, this really cool website called Font Meme. And what you do is you type in the word. So I put in dog and I'm going to do like font size. I did 300. You can add an effect. You can add an effect to the text, or you can just leave it as is. So see how I was able, do you guys see the original font poster? See how it's frog? For this one though, do you see how the letters are really thick? This didn't really get the effect that I wanted fully, but I'm gonna put it on my Brainstorm. Okay. All right, you guys, so you have to do your Brainstorm, and I'm sorry about these pictures not loading. So fill your Brainstorm with a bunch of different ideas, and this is what is due this week. Okay. Just your Brainstorm. So you're putting in different pictures, different elements for your idea. And then basically the next step is I'm going to look over your ideas, give you some suggestions, and I'll have my teacher's assistants also look over, give some suggestions. And then we're going to help you basically come up with and refine your idea for your poster. So this Brainstorm is due this, Tuesday. It's due this Thursday. Okay. So we're not actually designing the movie poster this week. We are just doing the Brainstorm. Does everybody, is that clear, this step? Does anyone have any questions about this step? Are you guys there? Okay, no questions. Okay, so perfect. So we're filling in this Brainstorm. Okay. Oops. Okay, so how much time do we have here? I think we've got like 10 more minutes. Do you guys have to hop up and go to another class or? Okay, so I'm gonna start kind of giving you guys a little bit of a demo on how to do this. So I downloaded my high resolution photo of Princess and the Frog, and a really good way to test out if it's good quality for this project is just opening it up and just doing a zoom in. So you guys notice I'm able to zoom in pretty close. Like you see how I zoom in and you start to see the pixels, but it takes me a while to be able to do that. So, you know, this is actually pretty good. I kind of wish I found one that was a little better quality. Let's see if I can find something. Because I know we're not in school right now, but the actual the really awesome thing about this project, you guys might have seen it already, is I print them in large posters. So if they're really good quality, it looks awesome when I print them. I think this one would actually be fine though, if I printed it. But try to get something that's at least like 1,000 pixels on the short side. It'll just look crisper. And I know I could have done better, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys now how to use the different tools that we have used before. So the clone stamp tool has this brush, this round brush, and we can adjust the size of the brush with the square brackets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small brush to start and alt click. So I hold the alt key and click for my source point. So now, do you see how magically I've copied this area over here? Now that looks kind of crazy. Hold on. I'm going to adjust the hardness on the brush so it's, yeah, there we go. Doesn't look so harsh. And remember, when we're doing the clone stamp, we don't want to click and drag, because see what happens when we click and drag? It gets crazy. So for the clone stamp, we want to click, click, and then go back, alt click, 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 alt click. Okay. So this would be my first step. For me, I'm working on the text first. The title. Okay, and then removing part of the words. Now, for this actually, it doesn't look that great. I think I could do a better job on this. See how it should be a little bit of a lighter blue. So I just wanted to kind of review the tools for you. So for this, when I would do the clone stamp, I would copy from this area. See, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so the next tool that I just wanted to show you guys is the content aware fill. So if I were to select, I don't know how this is going to work, but let's try it out. If I were to select this whole area and then go to fill, content aware. Yeah, see, it didn't really work because of the princess and the frog right above it, or the princess. But actually that blue part looks pretty good. So then I could just kind of remove this. The content aware works best if it's like a small area. Okay, so that's kind of the process of removing things. And then I'm going to show you more about, I just wanted to go over those two tools to refresh your brain. But Princess and the Dog. And the Rog. So that's kind of the process that you go through. And I'm going to do another lesson where I actually go through the whole process and show you like all the steps, adding the text, all these different things. And I'll break it down into different steps for you. But for this week, just a reminder, I need you to do your brainstorm. Okay, so before we wrap up the lesson, I just want to go over the criteria for the project because this is going to help you come up with your idea. So this is actually an example. Cocoa was turned into coconut by a student a couple years ago in my class. And then this was my example last year. So I changed frozen 2 to burnt 2. And I made Olaf like a s'more burnt marshmallow. I added burns, I changed the colors. So this is kind of the possibilities, just to give you guys some ideas of the different things you can do. We can recolor different areas or like of an image. So I changed the blue sky to red. I changed her outfit. So there's like endless possibilities of things you can do. So when you're thinking about this, don't let that hold you back. You can really do anything in Photoshop. And I want you to do whatever you dream of doing, you can do it. Okay, I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Okay, so does anybody have any ideas so far for your movie poster? think about it and type in the chat while I go over this criteria. So for the movie poster parody, we, step one, are developing a vision board that demonstrates a process of brainstorming for the final concept. And this is due by Thursday. So that Google Drawing template is due by Thursday. So number two, we are going to create a movie poster of your choice using Photoshop techniques to create realistic and believable design. So we're going to use all of these different tools: clone snap, content aware tool, selection tool. Number three, students are going to develop a poster parody with at least 5 major changes. So this is something we need to keep in mind, okay? It needs to be high resolution and believable. So with my Princess and the Frog, I don't think I had 5 changes yet. The title, the dog house, the dog toy, and the food. Oh yeah, that is 5. So 5 is our goal. Okay, we can do more than 5, but 5 is the minimum. And number 4, changes can include the movie title, the characters, the text, and other details. Number 5, fonts must be closely matched or exact replicas of the original design. So we want it to be as believable as possible. And then 6, when you submit this assignment, you're going to submit it to me, the final draft, in PDF form. So we're not there yet. I just want to give you a heads up. These are some more examples for you guys. And I've also done a timeline. So our brainstorm is going to be due this Thursday. And I might adjust, just to give you a heads up, I might adjust these timelines a little bit to kind of break it down more. When I do this project in school, we take probably like 2 weeks to work on this. So when we're virtual, I know I got to break things down into smaller pieces. So I might need to adjust and give you guys more time. But my goal is to have a first draft by the 14th, and then have a final draft by the 20th. Okay. So these are just some more examples. The Jaws movie, see how the shark was changed to an iron, and then it says chores. Pirates of the Caribbean was changed into Pirates of the Constitution. 007 was changed into Miss Piggy. And then Forrest Gump is Forrest Stump. So these are just some examples for you guys. Before we wrap up, does anyone have an idea that they'd like to share for their movie poster? We have less than a minute. And any questions? No ideas? Kong versus Godzilla. Yes, you should do it. That would be awesome. I gotta watch that movie still. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, can't think of, well, that's what the brainstorm's for. Frozen, but it's the center of my hot pocket. Could you do that? That would be hilarious. So just a reminder, you guys, this brainstorm, see this document on the screen? This is what's due this week, Thursday. So we're not actually doing the movie poster. It's just the brainstorm. And I want you to get as creative as possible, come up with 1 or 2 ideas. And then from there, I'll leave you some feedback. And next week, we're going to start actually doing the poster. Okay? Barney versus Curious George. Oh my God, I could already see like this giant Barney. Oh my God. Do it. Yeah, I mean, come up with some creative ideas and start thinking about it. You've got, so just submit this document to me, the vision board, by Thursday, end of the day, whatever. I'm going to take a look at it over the weekend. Dora, what are you going to switch out Dora from? What if you did like Black Widow? Like